Well, hey, how's it going, guys? Do I look familiar? You know, I apologize. It's been a while since I've uploaded any videos on YouTube, let alone do street photography. But today I have a very special episode for you. It's the third episode for Hawaii Street Challenge, and I've been looking for a special judge for this episode, and I finally found him. His name is Bob Patterson with Street Photography Magazine and Street Photography Podcast. So enough of me talking, let's have Bob introduce himself and let's get right to it.
Well, hello there, Honolulu. How you doing? It's good to connect with you guys again. I had several of you, and then including Tim, on a separate episode. So some of you guys are on our podcast. So maybe I can get out to Hawaii sometime again, whenever we can travel, and I'd love to connect with you in person. Anyway, I'm Bob Patterson. I'm publisher of Street Photography Magazine. And I'm also a street photographer myself. I've been doing it probably 20 years ago, or years or so. And you know what? I still suck at it. What can I say? But I sure like to write about it and meet other people who are a lot better at it than I am. So, that's certainly the case with your group. And I want to thank Tim for inviting me to do this. It's a lot of fun. For me, getting one good shot in a month is good. Getting one good shot in a period of 3 hours when you're under pressure is really tough. I mean, it's almost impossible, and you're also working within a constraint because you're not in a regular city. You're on a beach, which is really cool. But your city. Anytime I was in your city, it wasn't real busy. It was a lot of business. Business areas in downtown, when it's not lunchtime, people are all in their offices or whatever. Of course, you're doing it during a pandemic as well, and people are probably working from their homes. So anyway, so it was a lot of fun. So what we're going to do is we're going to get into the review of your photos, and then we'll come back and I'll tell you who I chose as the winner. And that's it. So see you on the other side. Okay, let's start reviewing the photos, and our first photographer is Tim. So I'm going to start to play it, and of course Tim is walking down the street. You're making me seasick. I think there's a good shot there. Yep, and he took one. I like that one. I'm only going to stop on a few because there's a lot. You have a lot of submissions here, but I do like that one quite a bit. And I'll get into more detail on some of the other ones. And I thought for sure he was going to follow that girl in the pink dress. But he didn't. That's okay. But, I really like how you guys use the GoPros to do this. It gives all of us an idea of how you work, and everybody works a little bit differently. The downside of that is it's probably going to cost me money because I've been putting off getting a GoPro for quite a while, but seeing how you use it, just kind of recording your own actions, I'm going to have to get one. One thing I did notice is everybody's using flash. Most people are using flash. I don't know if this is part of your challenge this time around. And now he is heading towards the beach. And why not? That's where all the people are, right? But this is a challenge all of us have. You come into a place where there's a lot of people and you look around for something interesting. And where do you find it? I can see Tim has zeroed in on something. And I'm not sure I would have noticed that from a distance. And he grabbed a shot right here. Okay, I'm going to pause this for a little bit. I like this one a lot. It reminds me of photos taken by one of my favorite photographers who works on the beach regularly. And that's a guy named Hal Paget, who happens to be in Jacksonville, Florida, shoots on the beach there all the time. And I could see him making a shot like this, but then I could see Tim making a shot like this too. I like this. I like the way she's isolated. He's up nice and close. That pattern on her back looks like the state of Nevada. And it looks painful. I mean, it tells a story. Obviously, she's probably from, Wisconsin or Minnesota, one of those cold places. Comes to Hawaii, lays down, gets completely fried. She probably should be in her hotel room right now, but instead she's helping Tim make a pretty cool photograph. Of course, if she just didn't have this burn on her back, you probably wouldn't even notice. But I like this a lot, particularly, and she's so dominant in the frame in a very busy place. All right, we're going to keep going. And that's one photo I don't think would work in black and white, obviously. All right, I'm not going to stop at everything because some people have a lot of photos. But I do like the fact that you captured this guy giving you the stink eye, the Maloika. He's putting the Maloika on you. If you don't know what that is, look it up. No, I'm just kidding. I feel bad that you've got this other guy's head coming off the back of the subject's head. Looks like he's cloned on there. Otherwise, I think it would be an ideal shot. But it's always cool to get photos of people who see you and are expressing their displeasure. I also like this one a lot. I like the stripes, the stripes, the juxtaposition of the red stripes and the blue stripes, and the flag, the way it's fluttering. That's a good one also. Although my favorite so far of Tim's is the sunburn. And yeah, I'm curious about the flash. Are you guys using this because it's so bright there and you're just using it for fill flash? Or again, is this part of your challenge for this particular week? Because I can see it in the GoPro. Okay, now we've got Shane. So I see Shane is scoping out the beach as well. Looking around, hasn't found anything yet. And again, it's really tough in a period of 2-3 hours to find so many photos. I'm going to pause this one. I like this one of Shane's. I think it tells a story. The kid looks like he's standing up on this wall. He appears scared, concerned. He's feeling some anxiety. Maybe he's afraid to jump or dive off the wall. I mean, how deep is that water down there? So I do like how it's framed, and I think this is one of his best ones from the series. And I've restarted. We'll keep on moving through his selections here. I also like the shape of this little sun hut, especially with the exposed triangle at the bottom. And right in the middle of the frame. A lot of times you don't want to center things, but I think this really works in here. And I also like this one. This girl looks very contented, just chilling out at the beach for the day. I like the way you compose this one, and I think the fact that her right leg is hanging down off the hammock, I think really makes the shot. Sort of makes sort of the shape of the letter K here. And also the colors work well, the green and the red next to each other against a nice beige background. So nicely done. And I also like this one. I liked how she sort of forms the letter L with her body being perpendicular to the towel. And here's one. We've seen this one a couple times. I think she's got very interesting tats on her back, and with the two kids, and could be a good one for working the scene. And now we've got Philippe. Philippe was pretty busy this day, and I got to meet Philippe when he was interviewed on our podcast not too long ago. So really like your work, Philippe.
Yeah, for sure.
So again, you're all out there at the same time, right? Busy beach. I like the fact that you did a lot of these in black and white. It's such a colorful place, and but you do have, there's so many different tones to work with, and I think you do a nice job. Okay, I'm going to stop on this one right here. I really like this one. I love the lady's expression. You got really close, and this basically tells a story about her, or at least causes us to ask questions about her. I like the way she's framed in here. She looks like a very interesting character. Maybe you guys photograph her a lot. I'm not sure, but her expression, I think, really tells a lot about her and causes me to ask a lot of questions about her as well. I like this one a lot. And again, he's close, and it's hard. It's hard to get close to people. It can be uncomfortable, especially if they look a little wacky. He has a ton of photos in here, and a lot of really good ones. Okay, and I like this one too. Again, the way these folks are positioned, and they look really nice. Looks like they're having a really nice time, a very warm moment, just enjoying themselves on the beach. And then the way you composed it with the pier going off at the angle on the right, really, it puts them sort of in the not the vortex, but the corner between the tree and the pier, which makes it very strong. I think this one is very well done. And we'll just continue through the next batch here. And this is a real nice action shot. You caught the guy off of his feet with the ball clearly visible and also in focus. Great shot. Works very well. And now it's Lance's turn. Lance has got his camera right out in front of him. I see he doesn't have a flash, so not that I can see anyway. Not a whole lot of action on this street. You've got a lot going on the beach. I don't know if this is a weekend or something. Of course, Hey, it's vacation land, you know. Every day's a holiday there, right? But this is so similar to many cities. Um, and he's going to stop. He's going to take this shot, and I do like this one. Of course, you catch her mid-stride. And I think if the fire hydrant and the cone, the fire hydrant with the cone and the cone next to it, if those weren't there, I probably wouldn't even notice this photo, but I like them anchoring the shot on the right and the yellow. You know, you've got three yellows there. You got the yellow in her bag, the fire hydrant, and then the car in the background. I don't know if you did that on purpose or it's a happy accident, but I like the way you put that all together, especially in a place where there weren't a lot of shots. You made some lemon out of lemonade, hence the yellow, I guess. And then we got another segment here with Lance. Again, this looks like a tough spot to shoot. You've got light changing all over the place. Offices. And you know, I think you guys have an advantage shooting there because you are in, you know, a vacation spot. Everybody's got cameras, so you don't really stand out. The town where I live, we get a lot of weekend tourists and the same kind of thing. So it's pretty nice, especially if you're uncomfortable shooting out in public. And I can see Lance is just grabbing lots of shots here, looking for something. And you know, these people don't even notice. He's got this camera held up high. They don't even notice. I think that's pretty cool. And you can see, he sees something right here, bang, he's got it. I do like the way he captured this woman in the reflection. And I do like her being on the far right side of the image like that. And then you've got the store on the left. I think it really works with this one. And, you know, if her reflection wasn't in there, wouldn't work at all. You probably wouldn't even bother taking the shot. And I like the fact that you converted this one to black and white as well. With the color, there was just too much going on. And this helps you isolate the subject and just focus on what's most important in the scene. And this one, I'm not sure who it is, Malums? M. Allums? Maybe I should get a list of everybody. But I can see things a little busier. This must be at the main street, right? Goes along the hotels that are on Waikiki Beach. So you've got a lot of nice street traffic. I think this is funny. I think this is real funny. Looks like something from, I forget what the app is that puts the funny faces on people. I like this a lot. And you know, he's just waiting there. He's found a really cool place with this reflection. And you're just sitting there waiting for something good to happen. Looks like some great shots there as they come together. But here's the one you chose to submit. And I do like it a lot. You could probably stand there all day and get hundreds of different shots just from that one spot. Now, you gave me an idea. I'm going to try that sometime. Excuse me. I guess eventually you're going to get chased out of there by the people in the store. But yeah, I like the way you pulled this off, and I do like the fact that her reflection is not as clear as, of course, you know, the real image. And I like that little piece of light that surrounds her in the reflection. So nicely done, and very, very interesting, very clever. And I have to say I like this one as well. You know, you really got in close. You got the kid in the foreground at an angle, and you know, where you can just feel the action, the tension. He's getting ready to dive or to jump off that wall. And then the other people in the background, I think, just kind of pull it all together. So, well done. Personally, I'm not a big fan of taking pictures of people in front of signs. It's like photographs of photographs. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. There's a guy in New York who's really good at it. And this one, I like this one as well. I've seen a few in this set taken at the same spot with that little hut there in the back. And this is a great action shot catching this kid. I don't know if he jumped off the top of this thing or what, but capturing him doing a backflip like that or a back dive. You know, and it's an action shot, so it's hard to get it framed properly. And you pulled this one off really well. And these three clowns, I'm sure you guys are invaded by these guys every week from the mainland. But that was an interesting shot. Hopefully, hopefully they're members of your club. They don't look like it. They look like they're from Illinois or something. And here's Ian. I really like watching the video of how Ian works. I could see you're really patient. I've seen that in your other work, obviously. But yeah, you're really patient. And I was watching this. I was thinking you're focusing on the girl in the black bikini with the boogie board. But that's not really what's happening here. Or maybe he is taking some shots. But no, look at where he's putting the flash. And so we'll see what happens. I already know what happens because I watched this a couple of times. But you can see he's zoning in on the guy with the towel wrapped around them. Bang, he got him. He was watching him because he's eating an apple or something. And you know, and it's tough. Oops. I'm gonna pause it for a second on the guy eating the apple shot. And they caught him in a really good posture and isolated all alone in the frame. And I think that one works really well. And I can see that you know, Ian, you're very patient, and it shows in your work. And if we go to the second shot, the photograph of the kid jumping off of the wall, and he's in another action shot. He's like mid-stride, you know, and a second before it would be nothing. A second after, he wouldn't even be in the frame. You caught him exactly perfect, and he's got his arms spread as well. I mean, that's icing on the cake. And I really like how you kept the girl with the boogie board on the far edge of the frame. Many of us would be tempted to crop her out, or maybe to keep more of her in the image. You've got half of her in there, and I think it's perfect that way. I think it was Konstantin Manos who teaches photographers, street photographers, to keep people near the edge of the frame. It's different. And in this case, I think it really works. Ian, during this day, Ian was on fire, I've got to say. He's got a lot of excellent shots. I won't stop on all of them because there's quite a few, but I like this one a lot too. You got one kid in the frame, which is hard to do in a busy place. and you've got him, perfectly on the left third. But I think what really makes it are the footprints in the sand, because it shows. I mean, of course, his posture obviously shows that he's moving, but the footprints show that he's moving as well, and it creates a nice, very subtle leading line to him and away from him, outside the frame. I think this one's very well done as well. And this one is probably my favorite from Ian's series. I like the people in the distance. I'm going to talk about Konstantin Manos again. He teaches keep those little people in the frame at the distance, because it helps. It shows the depth, and I really like how they mirror each other. There's two groups of equal size, equal distance away from the subject in the foreground, and I think this photograph would have been much weaker without them there, so I think it was an excellent choice to do that. And I like the shape of the hammock with the person's head and feet sticking out above and below. Very, very good, very well done, very strong photo. And the ship out in the distance also really helps as well. And I do like the fact these people are looking up. Makes you question, what are they doing? And I do like, Ian, that you went with black and white as well. It's really easy to get wrapped up in the color, especially on a beach, all the different bathing suits. There's the lady with the tats again. I have a feeling many of you probably photographed her. I think she's very interesting. It'd be nice for some close-ups of those if you can do it without getting smacked. Okay, here's a Leica Vision. I wonder what kind of camera you used. Look at that. That takes guts to go up close to a woman's lower portion, photographing her with a flash on the street. Personally, I would be afraid to do it. But your work shows that it's worth it. Looking around, you're making me seasick, Leica. That's okay. This creates a nice strong line with the swimmers along or boogie borders, waiting for the next wave. And nice shot. And again, I think a good choice doing this in black and white. I'm a sucker for black and white. Okay, I'm going to stop on this one right here. I love this shot. Talking about taking photos of a woman's legs. I'm glad you did this one. I think it really works. It's a beautiful photograph. I mean, the composition is spot on. I like the perpendicular lines from the shadows that are perpendicular to her legs. It's, of course you have her mid-stride. It's a sexy shot. What can I say? And it's very well done. And also I like the fact that her black purse is also in the frame. I don't think it would be half as good without that. So good shot. Good shot. This one just brings up questions. Why has he got that bandage on his nose? What's the other guy look like? He must have gotten in a fight. And I'm wondering, is this the same lady that we had on an earlier shot? Not sure. And I'm going to stop this one. I like this one too. This is sort of similar to the one I think it was that Ian had earlier. You catch this guy in mid-flight again. A second before he wouldn't be in the frame. A second after he wouldn't be in the frame. Great timing. I don't know which camera you're using. If you're using one of the M's and you got to pre-focus. Great job. If he was like standing straight up, it'd be okay. If that kid wasn't in the frame at the bottom, it would still be good, but not nearly as good with him there. Well done. Excellent shot. And it shows, hey, this guy's in Hawaii. You're not in Kansas City. And again, good choice, black and white. And I think this is another person that I don't have the name at the bottom of the screen. Shoot the shooter. I like to do that sometimes. Lord knows you've got enough of them there. So I'm not sure who this is. We'll call this mystery photographer, or maybe it's somebody we've already seen. So this pier here must be a favorite spot for you guys. I can see why. Ho hum, another day at the beach. Stop here. Interesting shot. I like the stone pier thing coming out to the left, and the people around it in a triangle. Forms a nice shape, and then you've got the guy off on the right, and again he anchors that on the right. Otherwise, I don't think it would be half as interesting. And the kid at the end of the pier, add some tension. Is he going to fall off and break his neck or get smashed up by those waves? Who knows? But I think it's it's a good shot. This one also I like how it's framed. I like the guy in the foreground at the bottom. These two are making me hungry. I like this one. I mean, everybody's got an inner tube, so it kind of pulls them all together. And otherwise, they're just people walking down the street. So obviously, they're headed somewhere, and looks like they're on the way to the beach. And I love the girl turning away from the camera and looking at who I assume is her father. And what's going on here? Are these people having an argument? Did he bump her with that inner tube? Is she giving him directions? Raises a lot of questions. Is that girl getting ready to stick her hand in her purse? I don't think so. At least I hope not. And who knows what's going on? But it does. It creates, I think, a very interesting moment in a very chaotic situation. Cute kid. Cute kids are always good. Just don't get in trouble photographing them. And these guys have been to Burger King, but they must be happy about it because they're wearing those silly crowns on their heads. And I like this one a lot. I like how the child's the only person in the frame. Composition's very interesting. The seagull in the back, I think, really helps it. Again, cute kids. They're like kids and dogs and cats, always very interesting. And so nice. It's a nice moment. Cute photo. And another action shot from the end of this pier, catching the guy in mid-jump. Do they like climb up on this roof and do that? Obviously, you can't jump that high. So another good shot. It's and I like having, all the stuff in the lower right-hand corner and having the empty space on the left. I think it really works in this one. And that's it.
4 to 6 weeks later.
Okay, we're back. I hope you found that little review helpful. And this is actually, it's a day after I recorded that. 'Cause I'll tell you what, I really had to think about what I was going to choose. There were a lot of really good shots in there. I think you could probably tell from my comments. And I've been agonizing over this for over a day now, and want to make the right choice. And it's always very subjective, and I narrowed it down to two final finalists, and we've got the one from Philippe, the photo of the woman of her legs as she's walking down the street. It's a super sexy shot, but not just because of that, because just I think the way it's composed and it's just very interesting. It's hard to take your eyes off of it. And then we have the one from Ian, which was of the hammock, the kid in the hammock, where the hammock gets smaller, as it moves toward the edge. That's a terrible description. But we got the two groups of people in the background, and then the ship in the far background. And so I had to choose between two of those. I've got them on the screen. That's why I'm looking back and forth here. I've got one on either side of the screen. And so I did come to my conclusion this morning after breakfast, and I chose Ian's photo. They're both super strong. Very difficult to make the choice, but the Ian's photo is just it's different. It's different than anything I've seen shot on a beach. I like that it's black and white. I like that. I like the lines that it creates, and the two groups of people on either side, the subject, and it just reaches out to me. It grabbed me. So I liked it a lot. This isn't the first photo of his I've chosen. I think I chose one of his in the in the Los Angeles contest as well. So anyway, so nice work, Ian. Nice work, Philippe. Nice work, everybody. You did a great job, and I'm jealous. I wish I could do that much in a short period of time. So thanks again for having me, and have a good time next time, and hopefully we'll meet in person one day soon.